Hi, I'm going to give you a very quick introduction on how to log in and upload images on the Kape Images website. So what you need to do is go to the Kape Images homepage and access the login area in the right-hand top corner. Now you should have received a welcome email with your password to the email address that you used to register your account. Now if you haven't received that email, please check your trash or spam folder and see if it's gone there, as this is often the case. If not, when you go to log in, you can still use the email address you used, and you can ask for a forgot password reset, and that will again come to your email address, possibly again to your spam or trash. So it is important to look in there. Once you have logged in for your first time, you'll see your account area, and down the bottom you'll get an option that you can actually reset your password manually. So if you want to change your password to something that's easier for you to remember but yet still secure, then do that here. Across the top we can see my orders. Now that is if you're purchasing images from the site, not necessarily for selling. You can manage your photographer bio and email addresses. You can manage your photos, and you can see all the images you've already uploaded. You can edit any of these and even delete any that you no longer want to appear in your profile. Now, deleting images actually only archives them in the back end, because if they're related to a sale or another transaction, then it's something that the software needs to retain for a certain period of time for reporting purposes, but it will be removed from your bio page. You can look at photo reports, which will tell you what images have been sold in the given date range, and then you can also log out. We're going to look at uploading the image now. So we go to Manage Photos, and we can see that we can add a new image. Now, it's important that you realize that it's going to take time for you to upload individual images, because you're going to have to add the name, description, tags, etc. for the images. So if you use Adobe Lightroom or a similar software package that writes all these details to the EXIF data on your file, then a lot of these fields will be preloaded with that data, and that will save you a fair bit of time. The other thing to note is that the images themselves need to be a minimum of 2000 pixels on the long edge and a minimum of 300 dots per inch in resolution. This is so that your larger size images can be replicated in print format without any problem with the resolution. Your smaller image will be taken from that larger resolution image, and that can be used quite comfortably by any website developer or people that want to use your images online. During the upload process also, you will be automatically, your images I should say, will automatically be assigned a Kape Images watermark to protect your image online. And it's also therefore important to remove any watermark, personal watermark that you might have on any images, because these will not be able to be sold. Anyway, we'll go through to the upload process. We're going to choose a file. I've selected a file of Java sparrows that are going to go up. As I've said before, I use Lightroom, so therefore I've created all of the fields in my EXIF data already, and therefore they automatically pre-fill. Now I'm just putting brackets around there because it's just the naming protocol I've changed to recently, but you can see that Java Sparrow is the common name, Lontura oryzivora is the scientific name. That is important to have the common and scientific names of all wildlife images you upload. Obviously, if it's an environmental or a landscape or a habitat image, the name of that particular habitat or landscape is important. In the description, we can go into a bit more detail. These are the same as I would use as an alt tag, so it's just a brief description of the image. If it's an environmental image or if it's doing a behavior, then you can add as much detail here as you want. Again, if it's saved to your EXIF data, it will auto-populate. We're going to, my copyright details are automatically uploaded, although this is an older image I've uploaded, so this is now my new copyright details. Here is the only manual part of the upload process, and that's selecting the categories within the Kape Images website that you want those images to appear. These are birds, so therefore they're going to go to the bird category. If they were birds in flight, I could also select an animal in flight if it was a captivity. Now I can see in my tags down here that this image was actually taken in captivity, so I'm actually going to make this a captivity section as well, so we can see that that's a second category that's appeared. It's important to try and put your images in as many categories as possible, but they have to be actually exhibited in the image. From what I mean by that is, if it's an image that depicts some sort of human interaction, so human impacts, then that needs to be visible in the image. Now, while we might argue that having these Java sparrows in a zoo is actually human impact, you can't see anything to do with humans in the image, so therefore it's not worth selecting that category. So we're just going to leave it with the two that I've selected, birds and captivity zoos and parks. You'll see here that my keywords that are, again, that have been saved to my EXIF data from within Adobe Lightroom have appeared automatically in this image, in this upload for this image. If I wanted to add another one that I have omitted for some reason, so we can say that they're a pair of birds, we can add that keyword and we can see that that keyword now appears. The last thing when I'm uploading an image is to select the price you want to try and sell this image for. Now, again, the long edge 900 pixel one is suitable for online websites, etc. So therefore, they would typically command a lesser price. The full size, 2000 pixels on the long edge, would be typical of a printed publication like a book or a magazine, and they would command a slightly higher price. Now the website has defaults of 10 and 20 respectively for these, but of course if it's an unusual image and you want to try and get a higher price for your images, by all means go through and change these. If for instance you might think, just my num block wasn't working, okay, so if I wanted to make that one 15 and this one 30, then I can just change those. Otherwise, we just leave it as the defaults, and from there, that's the price I'm going to advertise these images for. Now that I've got all the data I want for these images, I then would submit them. Now the submit process then goes to an approval process, and then the staff from Kape Images go through these images and make sure that you have uploaded the correct image, make sure that your identification is correct, and make sure it's suitable for display on the Kape Images library interface. There we go. That's how to add an image. You can repeat the process. You can upload as many images as possible. Yeah, once they're all approved, they will then appear in your interface. So if I'm going to go here, I will look at photographers. I'll look at myself here. Now, because that Java Sparrow hasn't been approved, unless I've uploaded it before, which I'll double check, I'm going to go to Java Sparrow. No, there's no Java Sparrow images arrived. The only reason that these other images have come up is because they have keywords relating to Java or Sparrow or something like that. So if we look here, Eastern Barn Owl, Tyto javanica is in the scientific name. So Java in my search has produced Java, birds with Java in the name. But the Java Sparrow image I just uploaded has not been approved yet, therefore it's not displaying. Once it's approved, it will now appear. Thank you.